Hi, good evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you might be right now. Right now it's afternoon here, so how's it going? I'm Brian and welcome to the channel. And as you can see right there in the kicker, here, how are we going to do this? I don't know, this is a new one for me. We're doing it vertical. We're streaming vertical here. Maybe I need to do that there. See what it says there. There you can see now. Hi, I'm Brian. As you can see right there, I'm a poet and we do poetry on this channel. But at the moment, we're doing it like this. I'm just going to start playing something and see if someone comes in. We're experimenting with vertical streaming like this in StreamYard to see what happens. So, here, I'm just going to play something, and if someone shows up, then hey, welcome. Here, this one's been in my head.
Small for what is well, because between two you simply from me I mean who goes with who, the bedclothes say, as I and you go kissed away, the data given, the senses even. Fate is not late, nor the speed yet glistening rain slide. Broken clouds darken after thinning away. Where they drift, purple cliffs blacken, and beyond, white birds blazing flight. Sounds of cold river rain grown familiar. Autumn sun casts moist shadows below. Our brushwood gate out to dry at the village mill. Hulled rice half wet and fragrant. Glistening rain slide. Broken clouds darken after thinning away. Where they drift, purple cliffs blacken, and beyond, white birds blazing flight. Sounds of cold river rain grown familiar. Autumn sun casts moist shadows below. Our brushwood gate out to dry at the village mill. Hulled rice half wet and fragrant. Moist shadows below. Our brushwood gate out to dry at the village mill. Hulled rice half wet and fragrant.
All right, where are we at here? Oh, yeah. There. Ha! I'm back. There. I don't know. That's better. Okay, cool. So yeah, hey, at one point we had 23 people in here. So maybe, I don't know. Hey, Kathy, how is it going? Jennifer, thanks for dropping by. Yeah, that first one does have. I love that one. I actually that it's here. Let me pull up the folder. That's W.H. Auden. Yeah. I don't care where it's from. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know about you guys. there. Lost connection. Fuck. And then we got Joe here. How is it going, Joe? All right. So when on this orientation, when it was like that, if yeah, boom. If that's there, then yeah. All right. So yeah, well, I'm just going to continue playing some more if y'all don't mind. I hope y'all don't mind. We'll play for an hour or so and see how it goes. In the meantime, like the old ticker there just says, you know, sit back, relax, enjoy the vibes. Make sure to tell your friends to like and subscribe, and you know, come on in and join us while we listen to some cool tunes. It's made from classic poetry. That's what I do. I take old poetry like Shakespeare and stuff like that, like Du Fu from ancient China, and the other one was W.H. Auden. I take guys like that, and I take their stuff and I put it into a music generator, and it spits out stuff. And sometimes, well, a lot of times we'll do compare and contrast and figure out, because it usually spits out two, we'll figure out which one's the best. If not, we'll rework it. A lot of what you're hearing now is reworks, but most of the time I just think it's cool. Yeah, just one friend. Well, if all 6 of you that are in here, it says it's 6, bring one friend next time, then we'd have 12. Uh-oh. Of course, I gotta see what's going on. That was the people from the fire department. Hopefully, everyone's fine. Now there's 8 here. Okay, so 2 of you brought friends. Thank you. Oh. All right, so let's play another one. Yeah, I've got this playlist here that I'm just going to do random stuff here. All right. This was from a couple weeks ago. That was Rain. I just did that one. Here. Let's go to a different playlist. Let's go to a bigger playlist. Let's go to my cleaning playlist. Not that one. I just did that one. So let's play. Oh. Here. Kublai Khan. Let's get into some 60s vibes. How's that sound?
In Xanadu did Kublai Khan a stately pleasure dome decree, where Alph, the sacred river, ran through caverns measureless to man, down to a sunless sea. So twice 5 miles of fertile ground, with walls and towers were girdled round, and there were gardens bright with sinuous rills, where blossomed many an incense-bearing tree. And here were forests, ancient as the hills, enfolding sunny spots of greenery. Romantic chasm which slanted down the green hill athwart a cedar cover, a savage place as holy and enchanted as there beneath the waning And from this chasm with ceaseless turmoil seething, as if this earth in fasting pants were breathing, a mighty fountain momently was forced, amid whose swift half-intermitted burst. Huge fragments vaulted like rebounding hail, or chaffy grain beneath the thresher's flail. And mid these dancing rocks at once and ever, it flung up momently the sacred river. 5 miles meandering with amazing motion, through wood and dale the sacred river ran, then reached the caverns measureless to man, and sank in tumult to a lifeless ocean. And mid this tumult Kubla heard from far ancestral voices prophesying war. The shadow of the dome of pleasure floated midway on the waves, where was heard the mingled measure from the fountain and the caves. It was a miracle of rare device, a sunny pleasure dome with caves of ice. A damsel with a dulcimer in a vision once I saw. It was an Abyssinian maid, and on her dulcimer she played, singing of Mount Abora. Could I revive within me her symphony and song, to such a deep delight would win me, that with music long I would build that dome in air, that song, those caves of ice. And all who heard should see them there, and all should cry, beware, beware. His flashing eyes, his floating hair, weave a circle round him thrice, and close your eyes with holy dread, for he on honeydew hath fed, and drunk the milk of paradise.
Why make so much of fragmentary blue? In here and there a bird or butterfly, or flower or wearing stone or open eye. When heaven presents in sheets the solid hue, dancing sheets, the solid hue. Since earth is earth, perhaps not heaven as yet, though some sevens make earth include the sky. And blue so far above us comes so high, it only gives our wish for blue away.
Well, let's see here. Ooh. No. Well, I didn't make any difference there either. And then just back to where I was. Now just download it. The controls are a little bit different on the vertical than they are there, but one thing's the same. Yep. We had 23 in here. Now we got 3. How y'all doing? I'm going to assume it's Jennifer, Joe, and Kathy. How y'all doing? So I'm just going to play some more and then figure it out from there. Here. So I was hoping this would actually be, I don't know, worth doing again. Oh no, we'll figure it out now, won't we?
Upon a bank I sat, a child made seer of one small primrose flowering in my mind. Better than wealth it is, I said, to find one small page of truth's manuscript made clear. I looked at Christ transfigured without fear. The light was very beautiful and kind, and where the Holy Ghost in flame had signed, I read it through the lenses of a tear. And then my sight grew dim, I could not see the primrose that had lighted me to heaven. And there was but the shadow of a tree, ghostly among the stars. The years that passed like tired soldiers never more have given moments to see wonders in the grass. is a bird I claim, one tree a wood. In a low voice I heard, more than a mortal should. And so I stood apart, hidden in my own heart. And yet I roamed out where those notes went, like the bird whose thin song hung in air, diminished yet still heard. I lived with open sound, aloft and on the ground. That ghost was my own choice, the shy cerulean bird. It sang with her true voice, and it was I who heard a slight voice reply. I heard and only I. Desire exalts the ear, bird, girl, and ghostly tree. The earth, the solid air, their slow song sang in me. The long noon pulsed away like any summer day. Tree. The earth, the solid air, their slow song sang in me. The long noon pulsed away like any summer day. Where hints of racy sap and gum out of the old dark forest come, where birds their beaks like hammers wield, and pith is pierced and bark is peeled, where the green walnut's outer rind gives precious bitterness to the wind. There lurks the sweet creative power, as lurks the honey in the flower. A subtile effluence floats around, where sheath and shootlets break the ground, and in each blossom's magic cup, from infinite deeps a thought comes up. In winter's bud that bursts in spring, in nut of autumn's ripening, in acrid ball beneath the mold, sleeps the life that renews itself again. Rich as purple mulberry juice, and what school polished gem of thought is like a rune from nature caught. He is a poet strong and true, who loves wild thyme and honeydew. Of centuries.
What are you barking at, Phil? My front door's like right there. I got the door open. It's like 70s. It's like in the 70s here. And I have the house open when, like last week we were snowed in. Ugh. Yeah. It's yeah. I don't know. So, yes, I'm glad I keep you company while you're driving. You just need to drive safely. Okay. Yes. All right. We're going to play some more and then figure it out from there because counter says I got listening. So, hey, let's do something different, sort of. I don't know. Let's go back here in one of these old folders here. Oh, no, not that one. Oh, have not heard this one in a while. In a long while, probably since we played it last time. This one's called Love Still Has Something of the Sea, Sir Charles Sedley. It's like back from a year ago. Wow, a year ago. I can say that, a year ago.
Love of the sea, from whence his mother rose. No time his slaves from doubt can free, nor give their thoughts repose. They are becalmed in clearest days, and in rough weather toast. They wither under cold delays, or are in tempests lost. One while they seem to touch the port, then stray into the main. Some angry wind in cruel sport their vessel drives again.
At first, disdain and pride they fear, which if they chance to escape, Fools and falsehood soon appear, or dreadful shape.
Such degrees to joy they come, and are so long withstood. So slowly they receive the sun, it hardly does them good. 'Tis cruel to prolong a pain, and to defer joy. Believe me, gentle serenade offends the winged boy.
And 100,000 those who fears perhaps would not remove. And if I got 1,000 years,
I could know deeper love.
Hey, Irish, thanks for joining us.
the trees are in their autumn beauty, the woodland paths are dry. Under the October twilight, the water mirrors the still sky. Upon the brimming water among the stones are 59 swans.
The 19th autumn has come upon me since I first made my count. I saw before I had well finished, all suddenly mount and scatter, wheeling in great broken rings upon their clamorous wings. I have looked upon those brilliant creatures, and now my heart is sore. All's changed since I, hearing at twilight the first time on this shore, the bell beat of their wings above my head, trod with a lighter tread.
Unworried still, lover by lover, they paddle in the cold. Companion of bold streams or climb the air, their hearts have not grown old. Passion or conquest, wonder where they will attend upon them still. But now they drift on the still water, mysterious, beautiful. Among what rushes will they build? By what lake's edge or pool? Delight men's eyes when I awake someday, to find they have flown away. Oh, muse drives the flower, drives my green age that blasts the roots of trees as my destroyer. And I am done to tell the crooked roads. Our youth is bent by the same wintry fever. The force that drives the water through the rocks drives my red blood that dries the mouthing streams, turns mine to wax. And I am dumb to mouth unto my veins how at the mountain spring the same mouth sucks. The hand that whirls the water in the pool stirs the quicksand that ropes the blowing wind, hauls my shroud sail. And I am dumb to tell the hanging man how of my clay is made the hangman's line. The lips of time leach to the fountainhead of drips and gathers that fall in blood shall calm her source. And I am dumb to tell a weather's wind how time has ticked the heaven round the stars. And I am dumb to tell the lover's tune how at my sheet goes the same crooked word.
Well, let's see here. Oof. Oh yeah, I didn't. I'm not used to seeing my face up there like that. So how's it going, Irish? How's work? So it's like what, 8, almost 9 o'clock where you're at? Wow, I'd already be in bed. Of course, I'm old and boring. So, but we already established that. So yeah, today. Well, this morning, I was on for a little while. It was just, I wasn't feeling it this morning. It was like a, Friday. Excuse me. It was like a Monday on a Friday. So yeah, I was not feeling it at all. So yeah, I puddled around, did a little work. Yeah, I emailed my professors. It's like I'm not in it today. So yeah, it's all good as far as all that goes. And yeah, I took a nap and I woke up and I'm like, well, let's do this. And now we're here. So yeah, see, I'm boring, old and boring. But you know what? Got pretty cool stuff here to listen to. Well, like the ticker says there, and yeah, something was going on here. It was like something was pissing me off about it. It was going too fast because I want this to be chill, a lot chiller than I am. And it was like one of the things, the way you design things is the way you're, you want your feelings to be out. So it used to be nice and chill. So, and then I was like, because we got the word cool here, cool tunes, and then, what? You don't sit back when you chill, you kick back. and relax and enjoy. The wording is all the vibes. The vibes. And then I fixed that damn friend in Friends. Oh, yeah. Although, we're still 466 the last I look. I'm afraid that we lost some. But, at one point we had 23 in here. For a second. Oh, boy. Me, I'm never satisfied. Well, that means you just keep on striving. Or you can be a whiny bitch. Oh, here we go. If it'll play.
The sun came up upon the left, out of the sea came he. And he shone bright, and on the right went down into the sea. Higher and higher every day, till over the mast at noon. The wedding guest here beat his breast, for he heard the loud bassoon. The bride hath paced into the hall, red as a rose is she, nodding their heads before her goat, the merry minstrelsy. The wedding guest, he beat his breast, yet he cannot choose but hear. And thus spake on that ancient man, the bright-eyed mariner. And now the storm blast came, and he was tyrannous and strong. He struck with his oar, taking wings, and chased us south along. The bride hath paced into the hall, red as a rose is she, nodding their heads before her goat, the merry minstrelsy. The wedding guest, he beat his breast, yet he cannot choose but hear. And thus spake on that ancient man, the bright-eyed mariner. The storm blast came, and he was tyrannous and strong. He struck with his oar, taking wings, and chased us south along. The bride hath paced into the hall, the rose is she, no new, nodding their heads before her goat, the merry minstrelsy. The merry minstrelsy. The wedding guest, he beat his breast, yet he cannot choose but hear. And thus spake on that ancient man, the bright-eyed mariner. The bright-eyed mariner. The bright-eyed mariner. The bright-eyed mariner. The bright-eyed mariner.
Probably.
The western wave was all aflame. The day was well nigh done. Almost upon the western wave rested the broad bright sun. When that strange shape drove suddenly betwixt us and the sun. And straight the sun was flecked with bars. Heaven's mother, send us grace. As if through a dungeon grate he peered, with broad and burning face. Alas, thought I, and my heart beat loud, how fast she nears and nears. Are those her sails that glance in the sun, like restless gossameres? Are those her ribs through which the sun did peer as through a grate? And is that woman all her crew? Is that a death? And are there two? Is death that woman's mate? Her lips were red, her looks were free, her locks were yellow as gold. Her skin was as white as leprosy. The nightmare life in death was she, who thinks man's blood with cold. The naked Hulk alongside came, and the twain were casting dice. The game is done, I've won, I've won, quoth she and whistled thrice. Alongside came, the twain were casting dice. The game is done, I've won, quoth she and whistles thrice. Quoth she and whistled thrice. Quoth she and whistled thrice. Ships to bear such freight across the blue. May stormless stars control thy horoscope. In keel and hull, in every spar and row, be night and day to thy dear office true. Oceanmen's path and their divider too. No fairer shrine of memory and hope. To the underworld down thy westering slope. There vanished or whom such regrets pursue. Smooth all thy surges as when Jove to Crete swam with less costly burthen and prepare a pathway meet for her homecoming soon, with golden undulations such as grief. The drove to Crete, swam with less costly burthen and prepare a pathway meet for her homecoming soon, with golden undulations such as greet the printless summer sandals of the moon, and tempt the Nautilus's cruise to death.
Yeah, I might have a little Irish in my coffee later. Not the one in the freezer, the one in the refrigerator. Honestly, you're talking about misery up here. I know it might be misery watching me bitch about losing subscribers or, not. Well, I mean, but all joking aside, one of the best lessons a writer can learn is from that book or movie. The book was intense, because you're more inside the writer's head. It's all from, and when he, instead of being hobbled, getting his ankles broke, she actually cut his foot off. Yeah, that was interesting. But yes, it is frowned upon to lock people in the basement. Yeah, I have not seen that movie in years. I have the book and I haven't read it since one of the first times I read it. But one of the greatest lessons you can learn, besides don't get famous and get kidnapped by obsessed fans. I'd like to have a little bit of the fame. That would be great. A few fans. No. Anyways, all fantasies aside, the part where he's rewriting, he's resurrecting misery, and he starts writing the first draft and all that stuff. He starts writing it, and she's just alive. But how? Because at the end of the last book, they'd put her in the ground. How did she just end up alive? And then, and the reason Kathy Bates won that Oscar was for this scene, the cock-a-doodle car scene, where she's talking about the hero, and she's going to the serials, seeing the serials at the theaters, and how they were weekly, and the week before the hero was I got to see look if you look back on my other ones, there's all kinds of Stephen King books in my but yeah, so when she's talking about that, they basically pulled that scene whole cloth out of the book, versus but yeah. And then the next week, the thing that got her kicked out of the theater was that it was the guy just got out of the car. How could he get out of the car as it was going down the cliff when the freaking doors were welded shut? Yes, that scene won her that Oscar, which she deserved for that movie. So, but yeah, that is the most important lesson, and that's a lesson I'm relearning now with my writing. Yeah, she does. Like, she can play a real asshole. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's called The Late Shift. It was done. It's a made for TV movie, but it's really, really good. It's a made for TV movie about the shakeup between David Letterman and Jay Leno and the, who was going to succeed Johnny Carson as the host of the late night of the Tonight Show. Kathy Bates plays Jay Leno's manager, and from what I understand, his manager at the time was a total nightmare. And if it's just a tenth of how Kathy played that character is true, I'm like, oh my God, I could see how she got Jay his career, she's a freaking nightmare. Yeah. All right, literary lesson aside, you can learn all kinds of stuff from horror. Most of the time is keep the doors locked and the knives under lock and key. Okay, where were we? Let's go back here. Let's play something from the beginning of last year. Or, yeah, because I got these in chronological order. Oh, I like this one, even though I'm pessimistic about life and everything. I like people just a few at a time. Oh boy, here we go. If it'll play.
There are hermit souls that live withdrawn in the place of their self-content. There are souls like stars that dwell apart in a fellowless firmament. There are pioneer souls that blaze the paths where highways never ran. But let me live by the side of the road and be a friend to man. Let me live in a house by the side of the road where the race of men go by. The men who are good and the men who are bad, as good and as bad as I would not sit in the scorner's seat, nor hurl the cynic's ban. Let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. I see from my house by the side of the road, by the side of the highway of life, the men who press with the ardor of hope, the men who are faint with the strife. But I turn not away from their smiles and tears, both parts of an infinite plan. Let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. I know there are brook-like meadows ahead and mountains of wearisome height, that the road passes on through the long afternoon and stretches away to the night. And still I rejoice when the travelers rejoice and weep with the strangers that mourn, nor live in my house by the side of the road like a man who dwells alone. Let me live in my house by the side of the road where the race of men go by. They are good, they are bad, they are weak, they are strong, wise, foolish, so am I. Then why should I sit in the scorner's seat or hurl the cynic's ban? Let me live in my house by the side of the road and be a friend Within this black hive tonight, there swarm a million bees. Bees passing in and out the moon. Bees escaping out the moon. Bees returning through the moon. Silver bees intently buzzing, silver honey dripping from the swarm of bees. Earth is a waxen cell of the world comb, and I a drone, lying on my back, lipping honey, drunk with that silver honey. Wish that I might fly out past the moon and curl forever in some far-off farmyard flower. Within this black hive tonight, there swarm a million bees. Bees passing in and out the moon. Bees escaping out the moon. Bees returning through the moon. Silver swarm of bees. Earth is a waxen cell of the world comb, and I a drone lying on my back, lipping honey, getting drunk with that silver honey. Wish that I might fly out past the some far-off farmyard flower. When curl forever in some far-off farmyard flower.
I've watched the seasons passing slow, so slow, in the fields between Libassay and Bethune. Primroses and the first warm day of spring, red poppy floods of June, August and yellowing autumn sow. 2 winter nights knee-deep in mud or snow, and you've been everything. Dear, you've been everything that I most lack in these soul-deadening trenches. Pictures, books, good. Dear, you've been everything that I most lack in these soul deadening trenches, pictures, books, music, the quiet of an English wood, beautiful comrade looks, the narrow bouldered mountain track, the broad full bosomed ocean, green and black, and peace and all that's good. Dear, you've been everything that I most lack in these soul deadening trenches, pictures, books, music, the quiet of an English wood, beautiful comrade looks, a narrow bouldered mountain track, the broad full bosomed ocean, green and black, and peace and all that's good, and all that's good.
I like those. I don't like my face that far up. Yeah. I don't like being able to see my nose, my nostrils. Oh, looking back at me now. So what do y'all think? We've been in about an hour. This is an hour and 18 here, and yeah, at least at one point we had 23 people for a split second. Oh no. You know, maybe I'm not meant to go vertical. I don't know. Here. Let's go to a different playlist. Look for a different playlist. Let's go here. Let's play this one. Little E.E. Cummings.
As freedom is a breakfast food, or truth can live with right and wrong, or molehills are from mountains made, long enough and just so long. Will being pay the rent of seeing, and genius please the talent gang, and water most encourage flame? As hat tracks into peach trees grow, or hope stands best on bald men's hair, and every finger is a toe, and any courage is a fear, long enough and just so long. Will the impure think all things pure, and hornets wail by children stung, or as the seeing are the blind, and robins never welcome spring, nor flat folk prove their world is round, nor dingsters die at break.
diamonds rare, and millstones float long enough and just so long. Tomorrow will not be too late. Worms are the words, but joy's the voice. Down shall go witch, and up come who breasts will be breasts. Thighs will be thighs. Deeds cannot dream what dreams can do. Time is a tree, this life one, but love is the sky, and I am for you. Just so long and long words, but joy's the voice. Down shall go witch, and up come who breasts will be breasts. Thighs will be thighs. Deeds cannot dream what dreams can do. Time is a tree, this life one leaf, but love is the sky, and I am for you. Just so long and long enough.
If I have run my course and seek the pearls, my psyche fain would drink at Mermelin and rest content in wine and nectar cup. Who knows but that the gods have found me whole, and in their stewardship of man would bless the sweating lover fickle man once knew. I know that I might pull the tendon bands that hold my soul together, might bend each nerve and muscle, spirit fain would keep, that I might hear the maddening cheers of men, who when the morrow dawns forget the games and cast instead the dice in marketplace. But I have found sweeter peace than fame, and in the evening dwell on heights divine. Betwixt my lips a rose from Cupid's hands, upon my brow the laurel belvedere entwines from tree beside the throne of Zeus, and flowing from my speech Athene's words dip long in wisdom's fount to heal the soul. sweeter peace than fame. And in the evening dwell on heights divine. Betwixt my lips a rose from Cupid's hands. Upon my brow the laurel belvedere entwines from tree beside the throne of Zeus. And flowing from my speech Athene's words, dipped long in wisdom's fount to heal the soul. Was there a time when dancers with their fiddles in children's circuses could stay their troubles? There was a time they could cry over books, but time has sent its maggot on their track. Under the sky they are unsafe. What's never known is safest in this life. Under the sky signs they who have no arms have cleanest hands. And as the heartless ghost alone's unheard, so the blind man sees best.
I don't know about you, but I need to make that one longer. Hey, Joe. Where you going with that gun in your hand? Hey, Joe. Going down to shoot my old lady. Caught him mess around with another man. Oh, Jimi Hendrix. Oh, they don't make them like they used to. Oh, so yes, I'm glad that was very relaxing. Yeah, it's usually part of my playlist when I'm like cleaning, you know. I'm glad. Well, it's kind of appropriate since you got the enforcer on the last part of your name now. Joe Bananas went crazy and got enforced. Oh, yeah, I'm a silly boy, aren't I? Oh, let's see here. You make longer. It needs to be longer. this one's sort of a subdue, and I think, hopefully,
Minnie and Winnie slept in a shell. Sleep, little ladies, and they slept well. Pink was the shell within, silver without. Sounds of the great sea wandered about. Sleep, little ladies, wake not soon. Echo on echo dies to the moon. Two bright stars peeped into the shell. What are you dreaming of? Who can tell? Started a green linnet out of the croft. Wake, little ladies, the sun is aloft.
I like the whimsy in that one. Whimsy. Yeah, I'm going on a field trip tomorrow to Mississippi. I'll tell you all about it. I'll probably do something Sunday because I think I'll probably take Monday off because I got that appointment early in the morning at the VA. I want to get there well before 8:45. So yeah, I'll do something Sunday. Um, might do this vertical stuff again. Who knows? Like I said, at one point we had 23 people in here. Now we got 6 according to this, but so remember, make sure you tell your friends. It says friends now instead of friend. And hit the old like and subscribe, notification bells and all that stuff. Cause let me show this other one here. Everything we do here, of course, is done under fair use and all that stuff. Public domain, and I hope you think it's pretty cool. Because, I like it. Of course, I'm old and boring, so I know crap about cool. Yeah. Yeah. Those time zones will get you, won't they? Let's see here. We want to keep it with the kind of mellow vibes. So let me go here. Here, birds. This one's a mellow one, sort of, on the countryside.
Birds are singing round my window, tunes the sweetest ever heard. And I hang my cage there daily, but I never catch a bird. So with thoughts my brain is peopled, and they sing there all day long, but they will not fold their pinions in the little cage of song. Birds are singing round my window, tunes the sweetest ever heard. And I hang my cage there daily, but I never catch a bird. So with thoughts my brain is peopled, and they sing there all day long, but they will not fold their pinions in the little cage of song. And Apenic Sweeney spread his knees, letting his arms hang down to laugh. The zebra stripes along his jaw, swelling to maculate giraffe. The circles of the stormy moon slide westward toward the river plate.
Death and the raven drift above, and Sweeney guards the horned gate. Gloomy Orion and the dog, and hushed the shrunken seas. The person in the Spanish cape tries to sit on Sweeney's knees, slips and pulls the tablecloth, overturns a coffee cup, reorganized upon the floor. She yawns and draws a stocking up. The silent man in mocha brown sprawls at the windowsill and gapes. The waiter brings in oranges, bananas, figs, and hothouse grapes. The silent vertebrate in brown contracts and concentrates, withdraws. Rachel Narabinovich tears at the grapes with myrrh's paws. She and the lady in the cape are suspect, thought to be in league. Therefore the man with heavy eyes declines the gambit, shows fatigue, leaves the room and reappears outside. Branches of wisteria circumscribe a golden grin. The host with someone indistinct converses at the door apart. The nightingales are singing near the convent of the Sacred Heart. And sang within the bloody wood when Agamemnon cried aloud and let their liquid siftings fall to stain the stiff, dishonored shroud.
I believe I'm playing one of mine after T.S. Eliot, but here's mine.
Sometimes within my starlit dreams, my heart flutters on gossamer webs. My lonesome heart lost in thoughts, my sputtering, wandering thoughts, my thoughts about almost nothing, my thoughts of absolutely everything, all my thoughts about you. Lazy thoughts that twirl with no sound, lazy thoughts that whirl on no gravity, lazy thoughts that swirl all in and around the pinwheeling of my dreaming heart. Laying back and looking out into the night, looking at the thoughts laying beyond the moon, looking at the stars, laughing beyond the moon. And I wish you were here, here for me to share them with you. those thoughts now flow, falling into forgetfulness and fly, and finally fading away.
Yep. About something I'm familiar with. Heartache. Hence the title. Yes, that's thinking about how I constructed that thing, you know. Not to toot my own horn, but it gets you. You think it's a love poem. Well, heartache dreaming, yeah. But it sounds like a love poem until it gets to that twist there at the end. Yeah. Yeah. So who knows? What was this one? Oh. Again and again and again. I have no idea what that one was. No, I don't want to do that one. Let's play a couple more, but I don't want to, I don't know. Here. Let me find a different folder. Yeah, it seems we're being kind of low key for the rest of it, so I think I've played most of the low key ones. Let's see here. Oh, no, here. Well, let's play this one. I hadn't heard this one in a while. Lewis Carroll.
When midnight mists are creeping and all the land is sleeping, around me tread the mighty dead and slowly pass away. The warriors, saints, and sages from out the vanished ages, with solemn pace and reverent face, appear and pass away. The blaze of noonday splendor, the twilight soft and tender, may charm the eye, yet they shall die and pass away. But here in dreamland center, no spoiler's hand may enter. These visions fair, this radiance rare, shall never pass away. tread the mighty dead and slowly pass away.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
The robin laughed in the orange tree. Oh, windy north, a fig for thee. While breasts are red and wings are bold, and green trees wave us globes of gold. Time's sighs shall reap but bliss for me.
Sunlight song and the orange tree
Burn golden globes in the leafy sky. My orange planet's crimson eye will shine and shoot among the spheres and thread the heavenly orange tree
with orbits bright of minstrelsy.
If that I hate wild winter spy, the gibbet trees, the world in wide, the sky but gray, wind over gray. Why should I ache the season slay? I'll sing from the top of the orange tree. Gramercy, winter's tyranny. South with the sun and keep my climb. My wing is king of the summertime. My breast to the sun his torch shall hold, and I'll call down through the green and gold. Time, take thy scythe, reap bliss for me. Bestir thee under the orange tree.
Me and my backwoods internet cutting out on me. All right. Ooh. Hi. How's it going, Mr. Joel? Yes, definitely. Thanks for dropping by. We're doing a little vertical experiment using the vertical here, seeing if we can attract new viewers. And so far, no. No. We had 23 at one point. That is a record for me at one point. It was like a split second there. But yeah, thanks for stopping in. Hi. Hopefully your day is treating you okay. Mine has been, yeah. Let's see here. Wow, I've been here almost 2 hours. And then, all right. Yeah, let's here. Oh, what else do I want to play? Let's play this one. It's Byron.
the pathless woods. There is a rapture on the lonely shore. There is a sighting when none intrudes by the deep sea and music in its roar. I love not man the less, but nature more. From these our interviews in which I steal from all I may be or have been before, to mingle with the universe and feel what I can ne'er express, yet cannot all conceal. Lips my lips have kissed, and where and why I have forgotten, and what arms have lain under my head till morning. But the rain is full of ghosts tonight. Sigh upon the glass and listen for reply, and in my heart there stirs a quiet pain for unremembered lads that not again will turn to me at midnight with a cry.
that happens. That's one of the things I'm not looking forward to when it comes to this place. It's going to be a while, you know. It's figuring out where and me and my puppy's going to stay for a while when we destroy this and put in my tiny house. I'm hoping it's like a very quick turnover. Cool. Always nice when they do their business and you get to come back in, especially when it's late at night. Yep, that's what it is. But hey, you only live once. You can't take it with you. And just make sure it's money well spent and that they're insured in case you got to sue them. Nah. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, we're trying to keep this part, well, the rest of it subdued since, you know, I got Joel here is in, and you guys are over there and it's getting close to y'all's bedtime, ain't it? So yeah, let's see here. We played that one, played that one, played that one. Don't know about that one. Let's see here. What am I hearing ahead? I don't know. Let's go here. Yeah, what am I hearing in my head? Right now, nothing really. That's usually the way it is most of the time. Let's play this one.
Two roads diverged in the yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair and having perhaps the better claim, 'cause it was grassy and wanted where, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. And both that morn equally lay, and leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet it leads on to way I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverge in a wood. I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. And took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted where, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and and that has made all the difference.
Well, yeah. Oh, so how y'all doing? Oh, yeah, it's like after 4 o'clock here. Shit, we've been on for a little over 2 hours. Uh, yeah. Let's see, anything in this? Trying to keep that vibe we got going here. I don't know. Look at this one. We'll go here. There. Here, this is kind of low key, sort of. Oh, me and my freaking internet. Really? Ugh, this is embarrassing. Come on, wait. Let's do it. Shit. There. Ugh.
She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all that's best of dark and bright meet in her aspect and her eyes, thus mellowed to that tender light which heaven to gaudy day denied. One shade the more, one ray the less, had half impaired the nameless grace which waves in every raven tread, or softly lightens o'er her face, where thoughts serenely sweet express how pure, how dear their dwelling place.
Yeah, here, let me do this one here. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it a day. Yeah, so sweet dreams, Joe. I'll see y'all out in the chats maybe later if y'all are up or whatever. I don't know. I might try to do something later tonight. I don't know. I know I've got some work I got to do, so I'll work on that. And in the meantime, this Irish coffee is for you guys. Yeah, I decided to put it. It's after 4 o'clock, so yeah, actually quite tasty. So, my friends, y'all have a good one. And Sunday, yes, Sunday at 7:30 Central Time, so an hour later than usual. And maybe we'll do the vertical stream then too. Yes, I freed Irish. In this case, from the refrigerator. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not even going. That was a good song to end on. That was a good track to end on. So yes, I will see y'all. I'll try to have fun tomorrow, and I will definitely tell y'all all about it on Sunday. So yes, the only thing I'm worried about is state troopers in Mississippi. If you've ever been to Mississippi, you'd understand. I'm a really a really white dude, so this thing will catch up. Yeah. Ugh. All right. All right. Y'all have a good one. And yeah, I will see y'all on the flip side.